Okay, so this wire that comes down, we have two connectors inside here, one there and one here, and we have a relay attached to the side, all connected. It goes in here. Some of the wires go to the air conditioning plenum inside the cab of the car, and the other set of wires goes to here to the fuse panel. So we're going to disconnect the two harnesses, unscrew the relay, and start working the wires out. Okay, now that I've unplugged these two plugs, this is the actual wiring harness that went into the plenum, which I showed you before how to unplug all the wires. To be honest with you, now that I'm looking at this, it would have been easier to go inside and unplug these two plugs from here and pull them out with the air conditioning plenum than the way that I did it actually, which was individually unplugging each one of these. Had to be done, but it would have been easier for me to do it that way. Good note to know. Okay, here's that relay. It just clipped right on the side. This relay's definitely been worked on before. You can see the wires have been replaced. It looks a little dark underneath, so I am a little concerned. I think after I unplug this relay, which I'm now making a note of the wires, you can see we have this brown wire here, it's a black wire here, and in the front are these two wires that go to the red. But I'm afraid that this connector, I'm going to have to pull the wires out of this connector because this connector definitely will not go through this hole. So I'm probably going to have to pull the connector, the spade bits out of that connector to get it past that hole and then put them back in. So because on the other side of this wire goes directly to the fuse block, so I'm pretty sure we're just going to have to probably remove those spade bits from there. Okay, so right now I'm in the process of going to remove these spade bits out of this connector. I'm just going to end up pulling it out, and then I'm going to just put it back in the connector so I don't forget how it goes. Okay, so to remove the spade connector from this connector, you can see that right here there's a little tab that sticks up. That little tab. So what you do is you just take a screwdriver right here and you push the screwdriver in here. When you push the screwdriver in, you're actually pushing that tab down and it should pull right out. So what I'm going to do is just take the screwdriver, push it in, as you can see, that spade came out, and we have one more, which is the green wire. Which pushed that in as well too. Now what I would suggest doing is taking that screwdriver and that tab, because now you pushed it down, you'll want to lift it up a little bit, so when the time comes to push it back in, like so, you'll be ready to push that in. And the same thing for this one here. Got that tab pulled back out for the next time that we push it in. So now I can pull it out. I'm going to leave this off because it's not good to keep on bending those tabs back and forth. So I'll leave it off until the time comes. Okay, the next wire that I want to remove is this one that actually just has some green wires that connected up to the front of the dash. This wire actually goes over and coming out of it there's one wire that goes to the number 4 fuse, and it's a red with a green stripe, and then it actually goes down this connector here, and it's actually that connector here, and then it also is the same harness. It runs behind there. It actually goes down and connects to this connector, which runs the fan for the front air conditioning, for the cooling fan of the front of the car. And also it also has 2 connectors that goes to to this harness here, which also goes to the front of the car, for those 2 connectors there.